Hello everyone, how are you getting on? My name is Matt, and it's time to pop the kettle on. Now, while we wait for that to boil, I should probably explain what this is. This is a sort of work-in-progress audio project that I want to do revolving around having a cuppa. I find that making and enjoying cuppa is one of the best daily rituals that we can do. I love the whole process. And it's really important to take some time out of your day. What I'm going to do is I've got this microphone, so I've used this microphone to record me making tea, record me doing lots of other things, maybe playing an instrument, and me just here having a chat. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is going to evolve nicely. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Please get in contact. I don't have any contact details yet, so I will get back to you on that. And having a cup of tea is really important because it could be a time to have a catch up with someone, also important to have some nice alone time. But what it really is that nice time to be able to sit back away from the day that you're having. Now, this isn't just tea, this is just for that moment when you're taking a break. So if you're a coffee drinker, or you want to have a herbal number, or even if you just want a cold glass of refreshing water, there's nothing wrong with that. So the first thing I'm going to try is I'm going to add a jazz track to the sound of the kettle boiling. Let's see how that sounds. That was lovely. I do quite like the length it takes for a kettle to boil, and having a nice song in there. I think that fits quite nicely. So maybe I'll do that next episode. That sounds good. Now the kettle's boiled, I'm going to prepare the pot. So getting out the old tea bags, giving it a rinse, warming up the pot, then chucking in a couple of fresh nice tea bags. And now for this stage of the episode, I quite like to just share a thought. Why not? So as I'm recording this, I just got back from a run which goes around my old rugby pitches. I played rugby there since the age of 7, and it has a very important place in my heart. But the route there, which I go on this run, or I've walked to hundreds of times when I was a kid, I never really took much notice of it until the other day. Now, the other day I had a different purpose, and it meant I was walking down the other side of the road. I was doing a delivery, and it's amazing how, you know that route that you've taken so many times in your life, and it almost becomes just a background. Well, when I was just on the other side of the road and there was a slightly different perspective, it looked really different, and it was a really interesting, really refreshing thing to do. So I really, really recommend, next time you're out, whenever that may be, if you're walking on a familiar route, try walking on the other side of the street, or going the other direction, or looking up at places that you wouldn't normally see, because it's amazing how much you miss on the day-to-day. So anyway, give it a go. Let me know how it is. As you can hear, we're adding the milk. I think we're going to let the tea brew a bit longer though. Well, since we're adding in the milk, I'm going to add in... I've got a recording of me playing guitar. So I'm going to add that in the background. I'm going to start it the moment I have a sip of tea as a kind of the start of the tea experience. So I'll give that a go. Oh, talking of which, probably time for tea. Cheers, everyone. And hello, guitar. So now we're all set with a cuppa. I think it's time for an interesting fact. Honey doesn't spoil, so technically has an infinite shelf life. Very handy in the cupboards. So you could, hypothetically, if it still was around and you were very lucky, you could eat Roman honey. Wouldn't that be brilliant? I think it would taste really good. You know what also is great about bees is they're currently pollinating around spring. So I've got to hand it to the bees. They're pretty great. They've got infinite running honey, and they're bringing out, pollinating all the flowers. Fantastic. Well done, bees. So please spread thanks next time you see a bee. Pay your respects. I know that they sting and people can panic, but normally when people panic, that means the bee panics and they get stung and the bee dies. So that's not great. So stay calm. Enjoy nature together. Now it's time for some tea trivia. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions and then I'll follow with the answers. What is the type of wood used to make a cricket bat? Question 2. What was the natural hair colour of Marilyn Monroe? And the 3rd question, what is the only letter in Scrabble that has a points value of 5? You'll hear those answers later in the episode. Right, I also did a recording of me playing the piano. Now, I can't play the piano that well. I'm not even brilliant at the guitar, but I'm definitely worse at the piano. So I'm going to bring that in the background, but thing is, it sounds like a child who's just started playing, and for all you parents out there, you probably would have a shiver at the thought of, the very early stages of their kid having to play an instrument not very well. So now I'm gonna please my parents, who are hopefully listening in, by playing some piano in the background. Now, because I'm not the best at piano, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it almost seem like it's further away, just so it sounds a little bit more relaxing. Let's give it a go. Well, that sounds nicer. Now's the time for Goose news. Yes, I meant goose, not good. So Goose is referring to the nickname of my sister, and she loves sharing positive news. She's all about that. So she has inspired me to share a very positive story, and she's in fact sent me one. So here is today's Goose news. Stonehouse Urban Winery in Hagerstown, Maryland has enlisted their 11-year-old dog, Soda Pup, what a lovely name, to deliver wine to customers. When the winery went to deliver and pick up in March, the 75-pound boxer started carrying orders to customers. Soda Pup can hold 2 bottles of wine at a time in his saddlebag. Owner of the winery and Soda Pup, Laurie Yatta, places a couple of treats in the pack, along with a bottle or 2 of wine. As it's believed dogs do not carry the virus, customers who do not want to come in contact with people can have the option to have no contact necessary, except with Soda Pup. Before the pandemic, Soda Pup hung around the winery to greet customers, with many sitting on the floor drinking wine with him or taking him outside. This new delivery allows Soda Pup to continue seeing his friends. How lovely. I'd love to meet Soda Pup. Right, now's the time for the answers of the tea trivia. 1. What type of wood is used to make a cricket bat? The answer is willow. Question 2. What was the natural hair colour of Marilyn Monroe? The answer is ginger. I'm a big fan of that question because I am ginger myself. So, happy to say that I share the same hair colour as Marilyn Monroe. Question 3. What is the only Scrabble letter that has a value of 5? It is K. That was a lovely cuppa. I hope you enjoyed yours too. Now, I've had my fair share of talking, so after this episode, I'm going to sit back and enjoy an album by Chet Baker, Live in London, Volume 2. So if you type that into, I think, YouTube or on Spotify, please join in and listen alongside with me. That's all from me today. Look after yourselves, and you'll hear from me soon.